So before we hopped on, I actually came across this quote. The quote was, "Do not let the shadows of your past darken the doorstep of your future. Forgive and forget." And I thought of you right away because, I had been making sure that I was prepped for our conversation. And when I think about your past in particular, I'd have to say that the idea of forgiving yourself, forgiving, the people who had impacted you in your past, may have been, quite the process. So, I wanted to see if, that notion resonates with you, and if you want to kind of walk us back a little bit and tell us a little bit about how life began for you.
My path, I guess it kind of begins, as you might know, Vishoy, I grew up in a pretty, I would call it a bad neighborhood, as a kid, on the south side of Tucson, Arizona. And it was really a function of being, my mother was a single mother after having divorced my father at a very young age. And we kind of, money was not something that we had very often. And naturally, I think that environment, leads you to be surrounded by certain things that kind of push you towards, things you wouldn't do normally. I was definitely on track to do some pretty bad things in terms of, I make a joke often saying that the only exercise I used to do was run from the cops. And I'm not kidding about that. I mean, we experienced some pretty gnarly things. And so starting there, that was, I was on a trajectory that I think would, if I hadn't have realized some of the things I had, I would definitely be in a very different place today.